You're watching the 2020 SCAC Spring Media Days. Today we're taking a look into the Johnson & Wales University track and field programs. The Wildcats coming off a 6th place finish on the men's side at the SCAC Championships a year ago, a 7th place finish on the women's side. JW will be led by head coach Cole Davis as they head into the new season, along with senior distance runner Bryce Moore on the men's side and senior sprints and middle distance runner Catherine Carbeck on the women's side. Coach, Bryce, Catherine, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Coach, we'll start with you. Hired back in November. It's been a really quick transition getting prepared for the season. How has that transition gone, and what have you seen through sort of the course of this indoor season as you get prepared for the outdoor year that excites you and gives you confidence?
Yeah, it's been a smooth transition. I've been really excited to get things going. In the interim position, Josh Stewart did an awesome job, and it's great to have him still on staff. Working with our distance runners now. He did a great job during the cross-country season and preparing the team to get ready for the indoor season. So, yeah, jumping in the middle, the team had already had an indoor meet before I got here, but it's been exciting just to get to know the athletes on the team and figure out what their goals and aspirations are for this season. And it's helped me put together a plan for them to help them accomplish those goals. So we've seen some great marks in the first couple meets, and we're excited to work through the indoor season as we prepare for a big outdoor conference meet and get ready for those athletes to peak. And it's an exciting time right now as our program's growing and recruiting's been off to a hot start, and we're even getting some kids from on campus to join our team. So we're excited about the future.
Bryce, you're coming off an outstanding cross-country season in which individually you placed 12th and earned all-conference honors. How does a performance like that give you confidence and springboard you into your track and field season? And does that type of performance maybe allow you to sort of reevaluate some of your goals as you head into this track and field year?
Absolutely. Obviously, cross country was a great season for myself and for the team. But I don't really credit myself for that effort. I credit the team and what they were able to do around me and kind of help the team grow and promote. My main focus is just the young guys, developing them. It is my final season, so obviously I want to impart as much wisdom as I can. But it's really all the hard work that they come in every day and help me grow.
Catherine, you're a senior leader on this team with a roster full of a lot of freshman talent. I would imagine as this transition has gone on, with Coach Davis coming into the fold, he's really leaned on you and some of those other seniors to sort of be leaders with this group. What has been your mindset, and how have you kind of approached that as you head into your final track and field year?
Yeah, definitely. With quite a few freshmen on the team, it's definitely a leadership role that I'll have to take on and have been. Just walking them through each day through practice, with Davis giving us that kind of guidance and what we should be doing. Definitely up in the gym, I love to lift, so teaching these guys how to lift a little more and get the form down right has been a good time. But really they bring a lot of energy themselves and know a lot already, so they make it really easy and fun to help them out too.
Coach, I'm interested, one of the things I enjoy a lot about track and field is it's a number of different skill sets across the board, whether it's distance, sprinters, middle distance, field. How do you as a coach, what are sort of your biggest challenges in facing to try and kind of get all of those different types of, qualities, kind of everybody being on the same page? How do you sort of organize that as a head coach?
Yeah, and I think it goes back to my background in track and field. Is I competed as a decathlete in college, so I have experience competing and coaching in almost every single event in track and field. And I think athletes really take that into consideration when they think of who they want to coach them and the knowledge that they have and the energy that I can bring to practice each day. And that's something that I really rely on team track and field. I think that's incredibly important in this sport, that we're not just going to be a distance team. We're going to have sprinters and hurdlers and jumpers and throwers and relays, and we're going to grow this roster as much as we can over the next couple of years and in hopes and dreams of being one of the top teams in the conference here in a couple of years. But it's a lot of hard work that has to go into that, and I rely on our upperclassmen right now. I rely on everybody in our team to help me recruit because we want to get every single event in track and field represented. Because once we have depth, then we can be a scary force in this conference, competing with the Trinities and the Texas Lutherans.
Bryce, you spoke earlier about, wanting to sort of leave a legacy and sort of lead these younger student athletes in your senior year. And Coach mentioned really leaning on some of his, seniors that are on these two teams to help in this transition. What have you seen from Coach Davis that gives you confidence and gets you excited about the, sort of the transition of the program and the direction that he's taking it in?
Yeah, Coach Davis has done an amazing job. Obviously, I've been the team captain for 3 years. And I don't think I've ever had a head coach that's been off to the hot start that Coach Davis has been off to. I am so excited to see where the program grows in the next few years because he's doing an amazing job already.
Thanks, man.
Catherine, track and field, one of the things I really appreciate is it allows for growth through the course of the season. The first time you line up at one of your first outdoor meets, it doesn't necessarily have to be a PR. You have that built-in ability to get better as the season progresses. What are some things early on in a year that you're kind of looking for that are key to you in terms of giving you confidence that you're able to have that growth and by the end of the year you'll be ready to go for conference championships?
Honestly, I'd say just looking at my strength and conditioning and seeing my endurance grow as well. A lot of speed work that we're doing right now too is going to help a lot for outdoor season and seeing those times that we want to get. And really just seeing progression each week with times either at meets or even just at practices is great too. But just focusing more on the practice and the conditioning more so than the specific time we're hitting as well.
Coach, as you've taken over these programs, what have been your early messages to your athletes as you try and sort of establish your culture, put your fingerprints on this, on these programs? What have been your messages and your themes early on with these two teams?
Yeah, it's just I've been trying to preach that you need to show up every single day and you need to try to get a little bit better. That it's a journey when it comes to track and field. You're here for 4 years most of the time, and it's one of those things where it's a grind, where you have to accept those PRs and those milliseconds and those centimeters and those inches, and don't expect those huge PRs every single meet, but they'll come at the right time as we prepare our athletes to get ready for the big meets in the year that we want them to run those fastest times. So when they show up each day excited to learn and excited to work, that's what makes me happy. And as long as they support each other, we treat each other like family. I want to see my throwers supporting my 10K runners and my jumpers supporting my hurdlers. So when we go to a meet, I want to see that support everywhere we go, and that starts in practice with how we treat each other and how we support each other, and that flows into a meet. And if we can do that, we're going to have a lot of success as a team as we grow together over the next couple of years.
Finally, to wrap things up with both athletes, Bryce and Catherine, as you've had discussions with your teammates looking ahead to this 2020 outdoor track and field season about goals and expectations, what have those discussions looked like, and what are some of those goals for each of your programs as you head into the year?
For the sprint side, I would say just growing our team and growing our confidence on the track, building up that speed and momentum that we need and keeping that going through outdoor season, and really just building up to outdoor season and using indoor to really just practice, especially with a lot of freshmen. They're just getting used to what it's like to run at a college meet. So just making them have the confidence and the ability to just get in the right mindset on the track and be able to run those times they want to see in outdoor.
I'm going to have to agree with Catherine, especially on the distance side. We want them to get used to, what college is like. It's obviously very different from, what they've run before. Just get comfortable with the failures and accept the challenges that they're going to have to take over the next 4 years. I just want them to be proud of what they do this year, because obviously they're not going to have the best times in the world. But to understand that, they're going to grow and they're going to become much better, and hopefully all these young guys break all my PRs, by the time they graduate. So it's really just developing them, making sure they're having fun, and building the culture here.
And finally, Coach, to wrap things up with you, as you sort of envision your inaugural season, it's successful if what plays out on the track and field. What are you looking for from both of these programs that will kind of give you confidence that you're heading in the right direction of the way that you want to build these two teams?
Yeah, I feel like just the culture that we're creating in practice every day is going to be a huge positive in how we build this team moving forward. I just want to create a growth atmosphere every single day where athletes feel like they can come in and get better and ask questions and learn how to hone their craft and create a sense of purpose for them over their 4 years. And when I look at the program right now, just kind of moving into the middle of the indoor season, getting ready for outdoor, I'm going to set big goals for this team of what they can accomplish during the outdoor season. We have a small roster this year. We're going to do everything we can to grow that, but while we are small in numbers, we're going to have great expectations for what those athletes are going to do at the outdoor conference meet. It's kind of always been my challenge to find the specific events for each person where I think they can score the most points at the conference meet and contribute the most towards our team score. So we definitely want to improve on those 6th and 7th place finishes from last year's outdoor conference and bring home some more all-conference performers and score as many points as possible.
The Johnson Wales University track and field programs. Again, the Wildcats will head into the season under the guidance, once again, of head coach Cole Davis, along with senior distance runner Bryce Moore on the men's side and senior sprints and middle distance runner Catherine Carbeck on the women's side. Coach, Bryce, Catherine, thanks so much for joining us today, and best of luck as you head into the new outdoor season.
All righty,
Thank you very much.